LRock 30-06 here. Today I'm doing a video on a clip a previous video I've done in a comparison of two rifles, a Savage Axis and the Ruger American, and why I decided to go with the Savage Axis. It's a quick 5-minute video you can look at and have comparisons of the two rifles and make an informed decision. So here we go with my video. When I went shopping and looking at the two rifles, okay, the one thing that made me go with this rifle over the Ruger American, okay, was that the bolt in this one is machined a lot better. So when the bolt was machined a lot better, the action was a lot smoother. Like when I cycle this bolt, it's a lot smoother. It just flows, okay? So if you're shooting off a lot of cartridges in a row trying to put an animal down, you want that to be just, second nature and just flow, right? So when I looked at the Ruger American, it wasn't this smooth. It didn't flow like this. You had to fight with it a little bit. And it made this noise when you cycled the bolt. It almost sounded like if you were sharpening a knife. And that's because that bolt there is not machined as nicely as this one. It's a bit more rougher. So there's more friction when you're cycling that bolt. But the bolt itself, if it was machined better, it would be a really nice bolt. I mean, it does have a nice features, but that's where Ruger American came short with that rifle, was not machining the bolt enough. The other thing that got me to go with this Savage Axis over the Ruger American was the safety. This safety here, even though that's kind of loud, the Ruger American safety was actually louder, okay? So, if you're out in the field and you're hunting, you want to be as quiet as possible. So that was the other thing that got me to go with the Savage Axis. Now, the barrels, there are two different types of barrels that they have, okay? Two different style barrels, but they're both the same in accuracy. So, I mean, that I gave as a tie. This barrel here seemed a little bit more robust than the other one, but not much. Okay. The buttstocks on both rifles. This one here wasn't as soft as the other one, so that one there, I think Ruger American, the butt plate was a little bit more softer. What I like about Savage Axis, a lot of the components in this one here, this magazine, sorry, is metal, and then it's polymer on the bottom, where in the Ruger American it's all plastic. But in the Ruger American, the magazine actually feeds in a lot better than it does on this one. Not a lot better, but a little bit better. But this one actually comes out a lot easier. So, I mean, it's a 50-50 thing, but this seems more robust and solid. The other thing I have to say, with the stock on the outside, the stock quality, I would say is about the same. But if you do your research, you find out about the bedding of the two stocks. The bedding in the Ruger American is better than it is in the Savage Axis. So that's something to think about. So, I mean, that does help with accuracy, having better bedding in the stock. But the thing is, you can buy a more better stock and replace this one and do glass bedding with these rifles and do trigger work and get a nice scope. And instead of it being a 300-yard rifle, it could be a 1,000-yard rifle. Because if you get a better stock, I mean, with the hardware that's with this rifle, it's endless what you can do with these guys. I mean, for a 1,000-yard shot, that's amazing with a $500 budget rifle. So the other thing I have to give to Ruger American was the trigger. Trigger was a bit better on that one than this one. But now the new Savage Axis, the Axis 2, they have what's called the AccuTrigger, which is pretty comparable, or if not better. So in that video, I neglected to say was the original Access that has the lesser trigger. There is a kit you can buy online. It is $20, and what it does is changes the spring and more or less stabilizes the trigger where it's a nice trigger pull, and then two triggers would be comparable. The trigger pull would be 3.5 pounds, if I remember correctly. Furthermore, I didn't think I gave enough information on the two different types of barrels. All right. So the Savage Axis has a 22-inch barrel. It's made of carbon steel and it's button rifled. The Ruger is a hammered forged barrel and has a nice blue oxide finish, which is really nice. I mean, that's big pluses for the Ruger American. So I mean, these two firearms are very, very comparable. I probably would have went with the Ruger American if the bolt was machined better. But to me, that was a big, big thing that really turned me off with Ruger American. If they machined that bolt better, I'll be probably owning a Ruger American instead of Savage Access. But I'm the type of person, when I shop for firearms, I always look at the hardware first, like the heart of the firearm, which is like, the bolt, the all the hardware, the barrel and stuff like that, because stocks can always be changed. You can always upgrade your stocks and make them better and improve the stocks with the bedding and everything. That can always be changed, but you can never change, like, the hardware of the firearm. So that's how I shop. Maybe you're different. You put more emphasis on the stock and everything. But to me, the hardware is like the pistons of the engine. It has to be high quality. So that's what made me go with the Savage Axis. Everybody has their own preferences. So my opinion to everybody is to go out, look at the two rifles, see what attracts you to that rifle, and make an informed decision. But that's some information to take with you, and look at both of these rifles that are really nice. Okay, I'll rock 30-06 over and out.